Right up here, guys, right up the center. Oh, look at the candy. Oh. Okay. Congratulations.
Sorry we're late. They were giving out free candy, so we got some.
Okay, right here in the middle.
Hi guys, Ben from the Star in Toronto. You just beat One Dance, the biggest single on the planet last year. That must feel pretty fucked up and crazy.
Yeah, I think that's what we were gonna say. We are really legitimate. Like, Simon doesn't have shoes on because we didn't think we were gonna win. And everyone says that maybe, but the nominees we were up against were so exceptional and huge and enormous. And it's just the Drake weekend, Alessia Cara. Damn.
But also, what we've heard is that if you beat Drake, you become Drake. So we're pretty excited about this next phase of our career. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
Okay, we have a question right over here on the right.
Jeff Peltier, the Charlatan. I was kind of going to go with it, but Daryl, we spoke on Thursday at the Juno Cup practice. You were saying that in these categories you didn't you didn't know what your chances would be. How does it feel now that you're here?
I don't know. I think it might have been my 2 goals I scored last night at the Juno Cup game that brought this momentum for the band. But I feel really good. To be nominated, it felt great, and to actually win, I can't even really. I'm still trying to let this sink in a little bit. It's pretty surreal.
Yeah, if you guys didn't catch that, Daryl scored 2 goals in the Juno Cup. So this is like the second best night of his weekend.
Hi. Oh. Somebody else is going to go.
Where are we looking? Here. I think right over here, yeah.
Can you tell me about when you quit your day jobs? Because I know John was at CBC with us online, and he quit his day job not too long ago. I'm just wondering when the rest of you quit your day jobs, because it's been a big year for you in the last little bit.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. I think we kind of had a first phase of quitting, and then we're like, oh, this music thing isn't really working out. So we went back to our jobs. And then for John and I, it was only about a year ago, last March. So it feels like an eternity that we've been doing this, but you look back to a year ago and think, oh, I was just working at U of T, and John was at CBC, and how much has changed over the last year. It's pretty wild.
Hi, Rudy Blair, Entertainment Media. I want to go on this side. Hi, guys. Oh. I want to go more into that because, I mean, you guys were even, when we talked a little while ago, you guys were saying about how you've never even been to the Juno Awards, even thought about being at the Juno Awards, and you're putting on, I think you're doing you're going to be performing tomorrow on the Junos. You've got yourself a Juno already. I mean, this has got to be crazy for you guys.
It's like super crazy. But the truth is, when we started out with this band about 8 years ago, and by the way, to answer your question, I borrowed $15,000 off my brother to survive for 2 years while I made this record, or the first record. So I wanted to throw that in. That's how I quit my job. But yeah, this is something we never expected, but to be honest, this is what we wanted right from the jump. When we started this band, we wanted to win Single of the Year at the Junos. I'm not kidding. It was every morning I woke up, I thought about the things that we need to do as a band and how hard we need to work, and winning Single of the Year at the Junos was one of the things that we wouldn't stop until we got. So it's truly magnificent.
We have a question actually just right over here. I was pointing. Can we get the mic right there at the end? Yeah.
So I looked up the video for Spirits, and I think it says 40 million views and counting. Talk to me about the pressure that comes with that kind of success, where you realize you got your finger into that plug, that you hit a vein, and then what you do after that. Do you replicate it, or do you just bank the spirits and try and move on?
No, you don't thank the spirits and move on. It's funny, as the success grew, the pressure didn't ease off at all. It's still a constant wake up every day, and how are we going to make a better record? How are we going to make better songs? How are we going to improve our live show? How are we going to make touring work together with kids? It's just every day it doesn't get any, like a weight off our shoulders. It's constantly thinking about the next thing and how we can improve and get better as a band and pay back my brother.
You're right back here.
Hey, Simon, Andrew Elliott from Live 85 New Cap Radio, right over here. Just to follow up on that and borrowing $15K from your brother, I read an interview a few months ago about how you mentioned that you finally got around to buying a reliable vehicle for your family and how that was like a huge boon for you as a musician, having to be able to do that. There's an honestness and an innocence that I think people find in the Strumbellas. Is that the kind of thing that makes its way into, also congratulations, sorry. Is that a thing that makes its way into how you guys write music, it's sort of like an everyman or every person type of music that you guys are writing?
Yeah, I think for us it's been really surprising as we've been able to tour around how we have sort of this fan base that's not just, people our age, but, we have kids. We did a kid show today, at the Junos, and we did a kid show at the Danforth Music Hall, and we're able to sell out. So it's really crazy how that's we've affected people, and I think it maybe because Simon and I are both fathers, and we all come from just varying backgrounds. It seems somehow we connect on certain levels with just this vast group of people, and maybe it is that our honesty on that level that shows that connection, because we sort of embrace our quirkiness and our weirdness, and it seems like other people are starting to embrace that too. So,
right here in the front. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey guys, right up front, Sherry from CTV Digital. Congratulations. So you won a Juno in 2014, so you know how this feels, but you just mentioned in your speech, this album's taking you really all over the world. What do you think it is about this album that's caught on with so many people, and how does this Juno win feel different maybe than the one in 2014 did?
We were just, as we were walking in, we were reminiscing about the time we won Roots and Traditional Album of the Year, and that we came backstage and we came up here and then there were no questions because no one knew who we were. So this feels a little different. And then the person at the podium threw us a bone and said, "Who's the most famous person in your phone?" And Simon said, "Well, I've got the bass player from the Strumbellas in my phone." So, no, this feels a little different. It's great. I mean, that was great too. But it's great to be here. Performing tomorrow is going to be really fun, and it's great to travel. Sort of, we've been touring a lot in the States and in Europe, and it's great to come back and have this be sort of like the capstone to a year that's taken us a lot of places, but to come back to the Junos and come back to Canada and Ontario and win this award feels like a great sort of exclamation point on the sentence. So, thanks.
Okay, right over here.
Hey guys, over here, it's Reed from 98.9 The Drive-In Kingston. My first Juno question ever. Congratulations, by the way. And I guess my question is not going to be exactly an original one, but you got Single of the Year for Spirits, so obviously the best song in Canada 2016. When you guys wrote the song, you completed it, did you look at yourselves, did anybody think, I'm not sure about this song, or did you kind of know, I think we got something here. This could be the song that breaks out the Strumbellas.
It was definitely one that we focused on in the studio. It was definitely one that, as we kind of mentioned a couple times before, Simon would be just jamming the riff backstage or in the van or whatever, and he'd kind of be driving us a little bit crazy with us, but it was, at the same time, it was just getting jammed in our heads. And we were just like, yeah, okay, there's something there. And I think it was like the first song that we tracked when we recorded, because we were just so excited about that one. And of all the demos that Simon sends us, some of them there's unanswered emails where he just never hears back from us on some, and there's some that we're like, holy shit, yeah, we're going to focus on this one for sure. We're going to be, that one's making the record, no question. So yeah, kind of having, I don't want to say we put all our eggs in one basket, but we were definitely felt most confident about Spirits, paid most attention to it when we were recording. So I think it paid off. I think it worked. Thank you.
Hi, David Friend from the Canadian Press. What happened to your shoes?
To be honest, sir, I was just eating dinner, and I I took my shoes off and I was like relaxing, chilling out because I was like, I don't need to go anywhere tonight. We were up against, Drake and The Weeknd, and so I just took my shoes off, and then right before they wore, my wife goes, "You should put on your shoes, dude. Like, just 1 in a million chance you should put on your shoes." I was like, "Nah, trust me, we're not gonna win. It's all good." And so when we got excited for the award and then they announced it, I jumped up and my chair fell back, and I just didn't have time because I have these new boots that take a long time to tie up. So
if they're nice, they might be gone.
yeah. Do you want me to go longer on that, or do I feel like?
You don't have any holes in your socks. You're doing okay. Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations. Leave the candy if you like. No, I'll take it. Thanks, guys.
Incredibly honored to have 3 families my entire life, or so far. First, of course, is my Universal Music family, starting with Sir Lucy and